Welcome to this video that I chose to call Love, Lust, or Limerence. So, I encourage you to watch the intro so you know how to use this video, because this is not a video like any other you find about love or lust or limerence or crush or whatever. If you're new to my channel, hello, I'm Elizabeth. And on this channel, it's all about self-development. So that means that I'm looking at your energy, what's going on inside of you, and what you can do to heal it. In this reading, I will not be telling you how your crush feels about you, if they're going to reach out, or if you're meant to be, or anything like that. I am looking at how you're feeling, why you're feeling like you're feeling, and what you can do about it if there needs to be done something about it. So, for those of you who don't know what limerence is, I kind of created this here. Just a little thing explaining like love and in love and everything like that. So what happened? So I got this kind of timeline from crush to love. And like we get a lot of crushes during our lifetime, and it's not very many of those who turn out to be love. From crush, like when you meet a person and in the beginning you have this crush on them, you're attracted to them, and you maybe for their personality and sexual attraction and stuff like that, but you're still in a phase where you don't really know them. So it's kind of still a crush. After that phase, we have infatuation. So that is when you're beginning to feel more and kind of like, oh my God, this this person is wild. You're getting the butterflies in the stomach, and it's getting deeper, and you're really like getting into this person, right? And followed by infatuation. Sorry, we have in love, and we have limerence. And I put this above each other because I want that the top line here to be the positive or the healthy, more like it, and the limerence be more like the unhealthy or the negative, if you want to put it like that. So in love, we all know, like you can't feel hunger, and you're not thirsty, you can't sleep, you can't stop thinking about this person. And it's something that developed from infatuation. So and limerence has the same symptoms. So it's also like you can't stop thinking about them, you lost your appetite. The first thing you think about in the morning, and the last thing before you go to bed, and kind of, oh, so he said this, but what did he mean about with that? And does he really like me? And there's all these questions here. And the difference between in love and limerence actually is if you want to boil it down to being really simple, is limerence is unrequited love. So it means that the person isn't reciprocating. They're not, maybe they're feeling the same, but they're not showing you, at least. So but you can read it as if they are, but most likely they're not interested in you in that way. In love is when both people, like, it's reciprocated, and we're giving this to each other, kind of thing. I also think that in love is more staying in your own lane, where limerence is more, I want something from you. Because when we're in love, of course, we want the affection and attention from the other person. But with limerence, it's kind of like you owe me. It's almost out there where you twist and turn everything they say and do, and kind of like, okay, so he gave me a box of chocolates, that must mean that he's into me, but he said the other day that he doesn't want a relationship, and like it's so twisted and toxic and caught up in your head. Where in love is kind of like, it's not that twisted, it's more straightforward, right? And then of course we have love in the end, where it's we can love someone without being reciprocated, without the other person loving us back, because love is so pure that we just want what's best for them. We don't want anything from them. Yeah. So that's kind of like the timeline. And for those who don't know limerence, I hope that makes sense, because we're going to use that in one of these piles. There is a pile with limerence. I'm not going to tell you which. So remember, this is the general reading. Not everything fits like a perfect glove to a hand, but take what resonates and get rid of what doesn't. But don't try to make it fit. If it's not your story, it's not your story. So in the start of every pile, I'm going to tell you about your person, so you know if it's your person, if you know if you, let's say that again, so you can see if it's your pile. There might be, like, you can use this on multiple people. Actually, you can use it on some, if you're not into someone right now, you don't have a partner right now, you can look at one of your ex-partners and see, okay, maybe my ex-partner was in pile number 2, and maybe there's a lesson to learn there, right? Something giving you a new perspective of the relationship you had. And you can have a pile with the partner you have now, and another pile with a previous partner. So if there's more than one pile that speaks to you, look at the pile. Like, let's say pile number 3 speaks to you, and then you ask the pile, okay, who do you want to tell me about? And see if maybe there comes a name or a face or a sensation inside your body that tells you who this person is. And so the other pile asks that pile the same thing. Yeah, so pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. If you haven't picked your pile yet, put the video on pause, because I'm going to jump to pile number 1 now. Pile number 1, who chose this pink, rich, to me it's pink, flower. Let's take a look at if this, your feelings for this person, if it's love, lust, or limerence. And if you haven't watched the intro, I encourage you to go back and do that, because this video is not like other love videos you will find on YouTube and with tarot readers. I'm not in this reading telling you what the other person think about you or how they feel about you. This is a self-help channel, so I'm here to guide you to getting to know yourself. So this video is about what you feel. If you don't know if this is love or lust or limerence, and if you don't know what limerence is, I explain that in the intro as well. So go watch that, so you are well prepared for what is coming here, so you don't get disappointed. Maybe you don't want to watch this kind of video. Maybe you're not into self-development. Maybe you just want to know what the person thinks about you, and that's okay. I watch those kind of videos too. That's totally okay, but that's just not what we do here on the channel, so I can't give you that. This is totally what's going on inside of you. So for this reading, I'm gonna start with these cards here. We got a pile describing your person, right? The person that you are having some kind of feelings toward, and by that you will be recognizing if this is your person or not. After that, I'm gonna draw some cards on how this person affects you and why they affect you the way they do, and at last in the end, I haven't done an English video for a long time, so so my English is kind of rusty. I'm sorry, guys. I hope you can bear with me. And in the end, I'm going to draw some card about good advice, or if something needs healing, what it is that you need to heal. So let's take a look at this person here. And remember, this is a general reading, so these personal traits I'm coming up with might not be like it. Maybe not every trait is for your person. And this is not something, I'm not telling you something you don't know. I'm describing the person as you see them, right? How you feel about them, how you perceive them as a person. And there might be 1 or 2 traits that's off, that isn't like, oh, I don't think that's my person. But if the rest of them fits, then it's your person. Again, because it's a general reading, right? Let's start with the shadows. Content, a very content person. I so love this card, right? Look at her face. Feeling good in life. A very content person. Authority. So they might have some authority. They might be parents, they might be a teacher, they might be a police officer, working in the military. A doctor is also authority. Politician. Kind of an authority figure somehow. Maybe not in like in general, but like if you're a kindergarten teacher, you're authority to the kids, right? You can just have kids as well. That would be you're an authority to your own kids. Calm person, like that with the content, goes very well. So far, they seem very balanced. Joy. Oh, I love this person. And shy. Okay, so this is how you see this person. Remember that. I'm not going into depths about who they really are, because that's not important to what's going on inside of you. It might come up if it is important, and in the way how they affect you and why they affect you. There might be something about something that you don't see about this person, but we'll see about that. So very, very nice character traits here, I must say. A little shy, maybe. I think that they don't necessarily have to be shy. I think more it's like they don't necessarily share their feelings that much. So they might be, how to say that? Because I'm kind of feeling like the hermit, right, going within. But it's more like they don't share with everybody. So if there's something really deep within them, they're very selective about who they share that with. That's not something they show the world. Yeah, okay. Ten of Swords. So I'm guessing they did share something with you, because we have the Ten of Swords here, and that represents, usually we see a man who's stabbed in the back. I see that he's a very positive person, because despite of all these dead birds here, right, all of this trouble and all this resistance and everything that life gave them, they still see the sun. They still, they still stand upright, right? All the other swords here are kind of unbalancing on some kind of, like, that's the past, and this is who they are, standing strong despite of whatever happened to them, and try to stay in the light, really. So again, with the joy, a very positive person who really focuses on doing whatever they can to be content. And the authority card here makes me think that they have take charge of their own life. So they might have been through a lot, but they chose to take charge of their own life. They chose to use their energy to be content in life and create something that makes them content, and they choose to be calm, to take the calm path, right? They don't need excitement. That doesn't mean that they don't like to travel or create a family or get a big job or promotion or something like that. It's not like that, but inside of them, right? Their personality is calm and soothing, like calmness and joy. They might be kind of a jokester also with the joy card here, always trying to lighten the mood. But I feel with this Ten of Swords that they have shared something with you that they don't share with, like, the world. So there's some kind of safety here with you, that you have felt, they felt, right? Because we are focusing on you. Okay, and we got Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. So you perceive them as a person that is, oh, I love this, because swans, like ducks, right? On the surface, they seem to, like, move calmly, but underneath there's a lot of things going on with the paddling, with the feet. And also the swan is about being graceful. So I think you perceive this person as very graceful, carrying themselves well, and despite of everything they've been through, and the world not really knowing they've been through all of this. And maybe, again, I'm not, maybe some of them are shy because it's the general reading, but I think just mostly that they keep these big things to themselves. They don't really tell the world about it. And so you perceive this, you see their personality with the calm and joy and contentment, but you also know what's going on underneath, right? Because they showed you that, they shared that with you. Time for a beginner mind. So they're always up to anything new, right? They're curious, and there was Pippi. I'm not sure if you're not from Scandinavian, if you know Pippi, but that was like from I was growing up in the 90s. There was this, I'm from Denmark, but we watched what do you call that? We had some shows on the television from Sweden, and some of that was Pippi. And Pippi was this girl, she had, maybe you can Google it, like Pippi. She has red hair in braids that sticks out, like from the side of her heads, and she's living alone in a big villa, and her dad is a pirate, and she has a monkey as a horse, and it's crazy. I love it. And Pippi says that I've never tried this before, so I bet I can do it. Like, that's her way of life. And I'm feeling like it's the same with this person here, that they're like, I have never done this before, but so like, why should I be failing? Like, always up for something new, right? Transformation is beautiful. Yeah. So this is a person that works hard on themselves. So they might not be consciously into self-development, but they are into self-development in some sort, because they chose how to deal with these heartaches and pains that they've been through life, and they chose that they want to be content and they want to have joy in their life, and they want to be also this private person. So you don't have to choose that. Sometimes some people just let their past haunt them, or they escape for them, or trying to run away from it. But this person faced it straight on and said, this is my past. What can I do about it? How can I transform this pain into something that I want in life? So I think this person is kind of like, on the surface, what most people see are they're fun and they're calm, and how do you say that? They rest in themselves, right? They have this soothing of contentment. And also this authority that when they say something important, it goes through, right? People hear it. So I think they're very well respected. Yeah, and fun, definitely fun. And then there's this side of them that you have seen that is deeper, that they don't share with anybody, just anybody. So I understand if you watch videos about how does this person feel about you, because this seems like a very great person, and I totally get that, and I don't discourage that. The reason I don't do it on my channel is because we can get stuck in those kind of videos and have focus on the other person, and I really want to bring the focus home, because the only place that we can work on anything is in ourselves. We can't change anything in other people's, and if we could, we shouldn't do it, right? We should respect those boundaries and just keep it to, take the energy home, work on you instead. So I love this person, but again, this is how you see them. It might not be reality. So let's see how they affect you. I'm gonna take this here. How does this person affect pile number 1? I haven't pre-shuffled this. I only pre-shuffled the person. Ouch. I cut myself, so I'm not good at shuffling. This is too many. This is too many. And I do apologize for the shuffling time, but I felt like I had to shuffle on camera the rest of the video. I'm not sure why. Let's take it. Ooh, 10 of Swords. Okay, I get it. You have the 10 of Swords, and here we see the guy stabbed in the back, right? So one thing I think that they do to you is, I really love this actually. They're kind of a teacher to you. That authority figure comes in, and you admire, because we see here this guy stabbed in the back, and there's no guy stabbed in the back here. Granted, we got these spurs, a lot of ego deaths to me, but you're kind of, I wouldn't say stuck, but your experience of your past is still stabbing you in the back, right? Whereas this person is not being haunted by their past. So I think that one thing they do to you is they affect that part of you that is still wounded, that you see in them, okay, they turned it into something great. Like, I love their personality. I can get there too. If they can, I can too. So there's something here about looking up to that person. Yes. And I think with the authority as well, there might be something here. We're going to look into that in the next question, why they affected like that. But there might be something here about you, like they maybe being a father role to you, right? If you're missing a mom or a dad growing up, either physically they weren't there for you, or if they were in your life, they weren't there emotionally, right? Something here where you had to be alone in your troubles, and then this person comes along and you are mirroring them. right? You see that they've been through a lot as well. Oh, you guys, let's take it. And that they came out on the other side and they're okay. High Priestess. Wow, 10 of Cups. Oh, 3 of Swords. 3 of Wands, Death, and 8 of Swords. Yeah, definitely something you're not seeing. And I think here with the heartache. So I'm thinking this is Limerence. Or well, definitely infatuation. But I'm saying Limerence because of this 8 of Swords, because usually Limerence is where you're kind of blind. Of course, love blinds you, but it's still like there's this. Yeah, the way this affects you is, I feel like you're looking for this 10 of Cups, this happy home, happiness, and you feel like you could get that with this person. You feel with the High Priestess here that this is something destined to be because you have this, you're so drawn to them. But then we have this row down here with the heartache and the 3 of Wands waiting for the boat to come in, waiting for this other person to, like, when is the shoe going to drop? When are they going to realize that we're meant to be together? And this death, like I feel like this death is being stopped because you don't want to realize the truth. So there's a transformation for you because there's a lesson. There's a lesson in every kind of relationship like this, right? All these deep relationships, be it friendship or romantic or whatever, there's like when we have a connection to another person, it's because there's a lesson, but usually the lesson is within ourselves. So it's not necessarily with the person, we're playing ball, right? Up against the person and the ball comes back. So it's not necessarily in flow with the other person, but there's something to learn about ourselves, how we are with this person or how this person affects us. But I think we're so, as human beings, we want to create something together. So that's always what we're looking for. But there's something here, how they affect you. You're putting on goggles, they're saying. Oh, okay. So yeah, you're not seeing the full perspective. Yes, that's what I thought when I was doing these readings, because it's very positive. There is nothing negative about this person, and that's very typical Limerence. We don't see the red flags. We don't see anything negative about this person. We hold them in high regard and put them on a pedestal. So yeah, I would definitely say this is Limerence. And the thing with Limerence is also that it's very difficult to kill the hope, because the fuel of Limerence is hope. You don't want to, like, if this person is nice to you, maybe they told you that they're not ready for a relationship, something like that. Let's say that. Let's take that example. And you're like, okay, then I'll wait. And you're telling yourself you're not waiting, but really you are waiting because you're still having them in your life and you're not realizing how this affects you. And it's kind of like every day that they don't realize they want you, your heart breaks, right? And then there comes hope. Oh, but he texted me. Oh, but he said that I looked good today. Or, haha, he laughed at my joke. Or he took initiative or whatever, Yeah. And for some of you, this is a friend. So they're just doing friend stuff, like calling you up and say, hey, you want to go to the movies? And you're like, oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes. I never thought you would ask. And then you became a valley girl. No. And you're seeing that as, oh, he's interested. But he's only just doing friend stuff, calling you out like he would have done when you were friends. Or you're still friends in his perspective. I'm just saying him. So if it could be a woman, of course. Yeah. So there's something here you don't want to realize, and I'm thinking it's Limerence. You don't want to realize that this is more than just infatuation. This is love. This is lust. This is all in your head, kind of, actually. And I'm sorry to say that. It's not a fun message. But I'm here to give you some truth. So let's take a look at why. Why? Yeah. Why they affect you like that. Okay, let's see. Why does this person affect pile number 1 this way? Because there's always a reason for Limerence. I told you, daddy issues. I got a video about daddy issues. I probably won't remember to link it down low, but go check the description box. Maybe I remember. Maybe I should write that down. Just a second. I'm going to pause here. Yeah, I wrote it down, so I'm going to remember it now. Description box. There's a video for daddy issues. Go check that out. Could be mommy issues as well, but and the king is also very much about authority. So could be mommy issues. Narcissistic mothers can come up as a masculine energy. So it could be a mom. New beginnings, truth. Wheel of Fortune going forward. Death. Yes, we have that again. 9 of Swords, worries, 6 of Pentacles. Why does this person affect you in this way? So why do you have this limerence toward this person? Okay, so the wheel here is telling me that there's, with the death as well, there wants to be something inside of you. That sounds wrong, but your unconscious wants to move on from this hurt that you got from these worries from your childhood. So there's definitely something about a parent here, or I'm hearing an uncle. I'm not sure. Maybe for some of you, there's an uncle that you respected but didn't treat you well. There's something here because this person has authority in a healthy way, but there's some kind of authority in your childhood that was unhealthy. So that could be, most likely, is a parent. And because we have the King of Cups, right, that's very interesting because the cups represents emotions. So you didn't have those, again, I talked about this earlier, you weren't emotionally fulfilled. You had one of your parents, or maybe both, that wasn't there for you. If they were there physically, maybe for some people, maybe they got divorced and one moved away. Maybe a dad moved away, you didn't see him much anymore. Or maybe they were together still, your parents, but they weren't there for you emotionally, right? There could be many reasons for that. So it doesn't have to be a narcissistic parent. It doesn't have to be anything like traumatic. It's just that you weren't met on an emotional level that you needed to. There wasn't room for you in that way. So you became hungry. That's what happens to us. We become hungry. And so as adults, we still have this pattern that we create as children. As children, we create this survival mechanism of how to give love and affection and attention, and that's unconscious. Every child does that. So if you don't get met in those needs, we create a way to get it. So for some people, they realize if they're the good girl or the good boy, there's more room for them. They're more accepted, and therefore they can get love and attention. If they some other people realize that they get love and affection when they're sad, like you fall and hit your knee, and your mom is gonna comfort you. So they become kind of a victim. They grow this victim mentality because they know every time that something's sad or they're hurt, they get attention, right? So these are coping mechanisms. And I'm not seeing a coping mechanism here, but I'm think that probably because it's a general reading, maybe I should do a video about that. Go check out my playlist. I got a playlist with pick a cards, and there's probably something there that you can get to know yourself about these coping mechanisms, because I've been talking about it before, but I don't think I made a video like specifically on that topic. But there's something here about 6 of Coins is like giving and receiving equally and working together, right? And you don't really have that in your life, not in your love life anyway. And this person, you feel like you can get that from this person because they're so friendly and they're so calm, and because they're so much in balance with themselves. They have this capacity to be nice and calm and gentle, and even though they set a boundary, and even though they tell you, no, I'm not interested in you that way, they do it in a nice way. And the problem is with the limerence, that again, with the hope, right, that you need really severe strokes to the ego, how do you say that, hit to the ego, before you realize, oh my god, this person is not going to come around. And I'm telling you now in this reading, this person isn't going to come around, because that's the typical thing about limerence. The other person isn't feeling the same way back. So why are they affecting you like that? because of your childhood, because of you not getting what you needed. And so the way your subconscious is trying to heal is by how do you say that? Okay, so usually we replay, that's a way to heal, replay the childhood trauma. So it's a trauma to be emotionally starved, not getting the emotional attention that you need as a child. That is emotional starvation, and that creates a trauma. And therefore you make this coping mechanism. So let's say a very classical way to repeat the trauma to heal it is by having the same kind of partner as the trauma person in your life. Meaning that if you had a dad who hit you as a child, you would grow up and be attracted to men that hit you and go into this violent relationship physically or emotionally. It doesn't really matter because it's the same in the brain, getting hurt physically or emotionally. So you might think that for some people growing up like that, oh no, but my husband isn't hitting me, he isn't abusive, but they don't realize that he's emotionally abusive. And so they think that it's not a replay of the pattern, but it is. Anyhow, so that is a very obvious way, right? To say, okay, I'm replaying this pattern, trying to heal my situation from my childhood by changing, because I couldn't change my dad as a child, I trying to change my husband, right? And then heal the wound inside of me, saying that I'm good enough and I'm so good that no one has to hit me because I changed my husband. So that means I'm good enough. Again, that's energy on the other person instead of focusing inside, right? So that is very obvious replay, right? And not so obvious replay is when, because if I'm just going to take the dad as example because we have the king here. So if your dad wasn't, let's say he wasn't there, he was working a lot, right? So he wasn't there for you emotionally, but he was part of your home, he just wasn't there emotionally for you. He didn't have the capacity and he wasn't emotionally mature. So this person is emotionally mature, and therefore your subconscious is saying, oh, over here we can get that resource that we didn't get as children. But you have to be a match. That's the thing with who we're attracted to. We're attracted to them because we are a match to them in some kind of way. And the reason you are a match to this person here is because it's unrequited love. It's because they don't, even though they have the capacity to give you this, they're not giving it to you because you're not their person. Does that make sense? So a very obvious replay of this kind of pattern would be if your dad was this emotionally available person, but he only loved your mom or his new wife, he didn't give that love to you. So that would be a replay because this person is emotionally mature, but they're not giving that love to you. But most likely, it's not. It's most likely more the scenario that your unconscious is seeing. This is what I want in my life. I need this person that is emotionally mature and that can fit me. Kind of like they can. I'm not saying caring because that sounds wrong, but kind of create room for me because there weren't created any emotional room for you as a child. So this person has the capacity to do that, but they're not a match. You are not a match to them. They are a match to you because it's unrequited love, but you are not a match to them because they are. Well, I wouldn't say that because we only know how you see them. And I have no idea what else is going on. So there definitely might be something under the surface. 'Cause it could also be that they can't, they're not ready for love, or they can't, like what I feel is you're too much over in their energy, right? You're intruding kind of. Yeah. Okay, just a second. They're saying that I need more cards. Dreamer, greedy, faithful, jealous, and grandiose. So this is still how they are affecting, why they are affecting you as they are. So definitely a dreamer goes well with the limerence. And I feel like even though they told you like, no, I can't do this, or maybe they are in another relationship or anything like that, you stay faithful. You feel like you stay faithful. You feel like you keep your heart on the lock and key for them, right? Waiting for them to wake up. And this card is telling me that you see this relationship bigger than it is because of the dreamer here. And again, they might be in another relationship because there's jealousy from you, because we're focusing on you. So you have some kind of jealousy if they're dating or if they're in another relationship. Remember, this is general reading. But you are keeping yourself stuck. I'm telling you now, this isn't going to happen because you're not a match to them. But they are a match to you because it's unrequited love. Yes. So how to heal? How to heal this? Okay, angels and guides, how is this pile number 1 going to heal this? Oh, okay, I've just got this Lucas Graham song. It's a Christmas song. I don't remember the name of it, but he's singing about his dad. His dad died many years ago, and he's singing about he's still buying him Christmas presents, and they're still talking about him, and everybody misses him. So there might be your dad might have died. That could be a thing also, that you lost your dad in a young age, and you're kind of looking for him in this person, or in any kind of man or woman if you're into that. So there can be a reflection of all the good things from your dad, and you missed your dad so much. You haven't healed from him dying, so so you're looking to rekindle, kind of get that love through this other person. Time to go, yes. So the first step to heal this is you gotta let this person go. Even though you're friends, whatever it is, you gotta say, okay, I'm so sorry, but I can't. I'm stuck in my feelings for you, and I can't get out of this, and I need to let this go. No, I need to do me now. And if this person is is how you perceive them, they're gonna understand totally, and they're gonna set you free, and they're not gonna try to hold you back. But this is how you perceive them. So you might see another side of them when you say goodbye. You never know. But that is the first step to healing. Yes. Harmony. They're saying to me, you need to find the harmony within yourself. You're looking for something outside of yourself that you're looking for. It's kind of like they're saying to me, it's kind of like I'm looking for the tools outside of myself. No, you're looking for the mechanic. Okay. So the thing you should be doing is looking for the tools so you can fix it yourself. Right now you're looking for the mechanic. Do you understand? So how to find the tools to do it yourself is by doing self-development. It's go to a healer, go to a psychotherapist, take self-development courses. Is there something you always wanted to do? Did you always want to learn to sing or paint or anything like that? Go learn how to do that. Like, do you need to put the focus. The thing is that your focus is always outside of yourself because there's so much pain. You need, and I understand that, because if we're standing still, or if we don't have this, because the limerence is such a powerful feeling, right? But it takes away the focus, and it's kind of like a band-aid or on the wound, and at the same time, because it's the heartache, it keeps on opening the wound because you're being met with not being loved, right? It's not being reciprocated, but the hope keeps it going. So it's very toxic, actually. So you need to be single for a while and find this peace within you. Find, who are you? they're saying to me, who are you? What do you want to do with life? You need to discover yourself, because you're so busy having to focus outside of yourself because it hurts you inside. You need someone to help you, or you need something to take that focus within and accept yourself. They're saying, wow, you guys, yeah, I'm just, I can't, I can't even. What do we have here? Hawthorn and brownie. Hawthorn is it's berries, very nice, very kind of citrusy, sour. So maybe your body wants that. I have no idea what brownie is. If you do, you can totally comment below. Ginkgo. So ginkgo, I know ginkgo biloba is something that helps you get energy. We got the flow here. There might be something about the ocean or water in general. Taking a bath, going to a lake, sitting by a lake, or sitting by the ocean, or if you find a water stream or a river, anything like that could be really good for you. Listening to what they're saying. Like there's these meditations, or you can find sounds on YouTube or whatever that you just listen to water or listen to rain, or something like that. Healing, cannabis. So I'm not gonna recommend cannabis because it's illegal in most countries, but you do you, babe. Whatever feels right for you. But cannabis is kind of, it's funny thing with cannabis is there's kind of two kind of sorts, types. How do you call that? What do you say? Anyhow, so there's the calming type that has, I just learned this actually today. There's the calming type that has, in every kind of cannabis, there's CBD, which is the calming effect, and there's TBC, which is what you get high from. And so there's two kind of plants actually, whereas so the one plant is very calming and one plant is getting you not necessarily high, that depends again, but more gives you more energy actually. So that's kind of interesting, I think. So there might be something like if you did do like CBD oil or something like that, and it worked for you in the past, that you might want to go back to that. CBD is the part that doesn't get you high. That's medical cannabis. Yeah. Just a second. It's kind of like we need more. Serendipity. And around and around. So this is a repeating pattern, yes. And so you need to, they're saying to you, you need to be single. And you might have been single for a long time and you're just like, oh my God, Elizabeth, could you not? I don't want to be single. I want to have a relationship. Yes, but the reason why you want to have a relationship is because you want to heal your daddy wound, right? Go watch that video about daddy issues. So they're telling me you're gonna find the happiness within, and I know that's so cliche, but before you can find happiness in a relationship, you need to have this balance, because if you don't have this harmony within you, and you don't heal this wound, you're gonna continue being a match to someone who isn't feeling for you what you feel for them, and you're gonna continue to go into this limerence phase because that suits you, and that's kind of like your drug actually, right? So for some people, food can be drug, or gaming, or how do you say that? Gambling, or sex, or whatever, right? There's a lot of types of drugs for the brain. And to you, it's limerence. So you think it's love, but it's limerence. Being in love, but you're not being in love. You think you're being in love, but you're not. It's limerence. Yes. So pile number 2, that's what I have for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to go down in the description box and find that link to the daddy issue video and go watch that when you have time. I think that will maybe give you some answers as well. So that's what I have for you. Until next time, take care. Bye. Pile number 2 chose these purple flowers. So if you haven't watched the intro, I would encourage you to go back and do so, because this is not a type of reading that you would usually see, tarot reading, because this is with the focus on you. So I'm not going to be telling you if your person likes you back or if you're going to be together or how they think about you. This is you. This is a video about you getting to know yourself and realizing like what you are feeling. Is it love, lust, or limerence? And if you don't know what limerence is, I explain that in the intro as well. So go check that out and come back to your pile, because that will make it so you don't get disappointed about what's going on here. Because this is a self-help channel. And yeah, so that's what this reading is about. So first of all, I got all these cards explaining your person. So this is for you to recognize if this pile is yours. And I'm explaining them as you see them, not necessarily as who they are, because this is important, that the way you see them. After that, I will be drawing cards on how they affect you, how this person affects you. After that, we'll be drawing some cards about why they affect you like that. And then at the end, we're going to take some cards about a good advice, or if you need some kind of healing, how you can heal. So let's take a look here. Your person, fox spirit, think on your feet. I'm thinking like foxes to me are charming. They are adaptable in any kind of situation. Yeah, so I'm getting kind of charm and always landing on your feet kind of feeling. Kind of sliding around the obstacles instead of taking them head on. You're sliding around them. That's kind of their defense mechanism, is kind of going around. So if you confront them with things, they're very sly and charming and can like slither around. So giving some kind of excuse that makes sense, but not really like, but they're not being accountable for what they did, right? Not taking accountability, not taking responsibility for what they did. Anger, okay, could be angry. Authority, oh yeah, okay. So I think that this is a person that doesn't like authority. Authority angers. They want to be a free spirit, right? The fox is a free spirit, right? Want to roam the streets, digging through garbage. That's what they want. The fox, not your person. They're different. Longing. Loyal. So this is how you see them. And remember, remember, this is a general reading. So there might be some of these personality traits that you don't recognize in your person, but like if like 80% fits, then it's your person. It's a general reading, so you know there's going to be some bumps around along the way here. Princess of Swords. So this would usually be the, what'd you say, page. Looking for answers, looking out into the world. I feel like they're not very grounded, actually. They're kind of like all over the place. Page of Wands, or another page. The Emperor. Okay, so the reason why they're not good at authority is because they feel like they are authority themselves, kind of. They're like, I don't have to take orders from you because I'm the boss of my own life. Works hard. Could be a perfectionist, I'm feeling. Could be spiritual in some kind of way. Also with the difference here, we have the UFO. So could be some kind of like person that's interested in the occult or in something spiritual. Page of Wands. Ten of Wands. Yeah. So I'm feeling like this person is really kind of all over the place. They're always looking for new beginnings because the new beginnings brings you excitement, right? But really, they're carrying always looking for new things, but you're carrying so many already. What are you doing, dude? Stop. They need to like take a look at all the sticks they got, right? And you know, sort that out before they go start new adventures. And very like trying so hard to keep the balance because they are unbalanced, I feel. Longing here, and that makes sense with this here, also searching, right? And you see them as loyal. So again, this is how you see them. That might not be who they are. That's just how you perceive them. But they're kind of a mess, to me at least. Not standing still is what I'm feeling. That's this, yeah. Always have some kind of project also here with the Eight of Coins, Eight of Pentacles. Try to keep a balance in life, but not really. Again, with the sly, I really get from the Fox, like, they're not looking anybody in the eye. You know, they're trying to sly away from things and responsibility and then blaming everybody else, I feel. Like, again, with the authority and the anger, like, it's the police's fault that I got arrested. No, you didn't. You didn't obey the law, so that's kind of the consequence, but they don't want to take the consequence, right? So, but there's something here you see in them that they are longing, right? And they're searching for this loyalty also in other people. I think that you, maybe they told you this, or maybe that's just how you see them, that they got abandoned a lot or let down a lot. So they're longing for that connection. They're longing for that loyalty in other people. But as I see this person, that's not really going to happen, because you can't find that in other people when you don't take responsibility for your own words and actions against other people, right? Or in the world in general. So they're always trying to avoid taking responsibilities, what I'm thinking, and blaming other people, actually. That's funny, because I do have in my shadow deck, this is my deck I created, I do actually have a card for blame that says blame, so a guy pointing a finger, but it's not here, but I feel it. I feel that energy. So they got a lot of heavy burdens, and they don't want to look within, right? They don't want to really take responsibility for whatever they're carrying, and so to numb their pain, they're always looking for new beginnings. And the wands is passion. And we got the wand here as well. So they could seem very passionate and very, like, the Fox is also like light on toe, right? Kind of shenanigans and fun and charming, and that might be what draws people in. But as soon as you get behind the facade, there's a lot of facade here. This is a very confusing person, and yeah, really blaming life and people for what's happening to them. Again, really, this really stands out, not taking responsibility for whatever's going on in their life. Okay. Interesting why you are attracted to this person. So, let's take a look. What should we put first? Let's do this. How they affect you. I didn't pre-shuffle for that. I only pre-shuffled for the personality here. So, how does this person affect pile number 2? So that's kind of how they make you feel, right? Okay. Fork in the road. Yeah, they're making you confused as well, to be fair. So I feel with this card, like, every time you have a confrontation with them or an argument or anything like that, you give in. You have this, oh, okay, well, yeah, to be fair, you're having a hard time in a shitty life and whatever excuse they're coming up with, and you're buying it. You know what? No. Whatever's going on, everybody's got something going on. That doesn't give you the right to not take responsibility for how you affect other people. Happy. Oh, but they do make you happy. Okay. Chop wood. Higher power, new life. So this is cards and how they affect you. I'm going to pull more, I think, but let's just see here. Yeah. I think you're kind of being drawn into their energy and also being confused. I'm having, like, when I was shuffling actually for this pile, I had this feeling like, fixer. You being a fixer, you're seeing, because I did see some of the cards, I didn't see all of the cards, but I did see some of them. And you, like, the energy of you trying to fix another person, right? I get this with chopped wood as well. Like, oh, there's something here. There's a project, kind of actually. I can help this person. I can fix this person. And that makes you happy because you're a fixer. I think they promised you new life. I think that you feel new with them because they are this person that with this Ace of Wands with all the new beginnings, they're taking you kind of on an adventure that you haven't tried before. So there's something new arising inside of you as well from this, because of this person, and something that makes you happy. And they're definitely opening up something to you, like for you. Like we got a keyhole, right, in the third eye here. That's so very interesting, actually. So I do see they do something like you get confused and you're not sure. Actually, I feel it was this also fork in the road. You're not sure if you should stay or you should go in this relationship. But there is something. I've got a keyhole again, you guys, and the egg here and the egg catching. So they're doing something for you, definitely. So very weird, actually. I may just look at my cards and see who wants to speak. Six of Swords. Moving on. Two of Cups. Wow, you guys, that's. Are you confused? I feel like I'm very confused. I think this relationship this person confuses you. Okay. I get it now. Wow, it just clicked, you guys. Okay, let me just. We got this, and this also, actually. This one, I'm going to take that. So, this, yeah. You are being drawn to this person because you feel like they need you. You feel like they're searching and they're longing for something loyal and someone loyal, and that's you. So whatever they're longing for, you can fulfill, right? And you can make this Two of Cups, this harmony and function and this flow without the water flowing above. Problem is, you can't. This arrow, like Cupid's arrows, is snapped. So I won't say this is limerence. I don't think it is, because when you're in limerence, or you're having that kind of sensation and feeling, you don't see the red flags, you don't see the fault in the other person, and you see the fault to the fault. To, like, you see them, you see this person, all the flaws and faults, whatever. Like, you see it, but you're telling yourself, we can make it work anyway because I am here to heal them. I'm what they're looking for. I can make them happy and we can be happy. So there's some kind of overlay here, something where the reality is down here, but it's like a burnt cake, right? And you're putting on a lot of frosting to hide that it's burned. But when you bite into the cake, you're still going to taste that it's burned. So you're keeping yourself in some kind of overlay. So meaning that a film that you play on top of reality, you're not really honest with yourself, because we have here the Six of Swords, and Six of Swords represent moving on to calmer waters. And of course there will be some kind of I was about to say toxicity, but that doesn't necessarily have to be. For some of you, this person is toxic, and it is kind of toxic that you don't want to take responsibility for your actions and words and stuff like that. But I don't think, like, this could be a very young person who just haven't learned that yet. So I wouldn't label them as toxic. And then again, this that we see here, the personality chase, is just what you see. It's just how you perceive them. I haven't gotten any cards on who they really are, because that's not important in this reading. Even though you might think it is, but this is a reading about you, what's going on inside of you. So Six of Swords, and I think the thing I love about this deck is we have this cobweb, so representing to me that you should have moved on a long time ago, but you're still, this happy feeling is still keeping you here. And I think, like, the next question, this is how they affect you, and the next question is why they affect you like this. And I think from seeing this, they affect you like this because you fit in. You fit in with them. You are searching for somewhere to fit in this world, and they are longing for and searching for a loyal person. That's you. So you kind of know who you are, and you think you can make this person happy because they're searching for something, and you know you can help them because you got the people skills to do that and help them grow. And that's why you're here still, even though you should have moved on. Because you're still, even though I don't see the Eight of Swords or Two of Swords, anything like that, that's usually something depicted like with blindfold. I get the feeling that you're not being totally honest with yourself. You're living in the overlay. And one of the things that you find very attractive about this person is that they're different, and you're different. So I think you match up on the places, on the part in you, inside of you, that's different, matches with this person. You're different in the same ways. Does that make sense? Or not necessarily, but you're accepting each other's differences, right? Being different in the world. That's so you're kind of like, I feel like but we're going to get more cards than that, but that's why they affect you like this. That's why you feel like this, because you feel there's someone here, there's room for you here, there's someone, because you're a fixer. There's something here to fix, and you're what they're looking for. So you're kind of actually using this person to close out the wound inside of you. And that's not healthy. So this isn't love. I can tell you that. It's not limerence either. I would say it's a crush, because I still feel like you're holding off. I feel like you're not going in totally, because you do know that you're living in some kind of overlay. You just don't want to be honest with yourself, because if you're honest with yourself, you have to take the blindfold off and look within and see that this is actually something going on inside of you. It's so much easier to fix other people than fixing yourself, right? Let's heal this person. No, let's heal me. But you're not, it's too painful inside of you. So this is a coping mechanism to heal other people. And I'm guessing, we're going to get cards here on this, but I'm guessing that you grew up in an environment where your parents didn't, or one or both parents didn't take responsibility, and you had to fix it. You had to fix whatever, like maybe they were alcoholics, so you had to make sure that the grocery shopping was done, and you made the food, and you cleaned the home because they couldn't do it. That's an extreme. It could also be like your mom and dad got divorced, and so you were ping-ponged in between them. That could be another thing. I'm just saying examples here. Your childhood. So why they affect you like that? Why do they affect you like that? Wow. Okay, you're not gonna like this. This is a trigger differently for some people here. But we can't fix if we are not honest. So we can't heal it if we're not honest. Fixing other people makes you feel grandiose. And I wouldn't say feel arrogant, because you don't like feeling arrogant, but there's something here about you're kind of comparing, actually. We do this all the time as human beings, unconsciously. So that's why, for example, some people don't like fat people, even though it has nothing to do with their own life. They're pointing fingers and being nasty about fat people, but because they have an insecurity about being fat. So it's easier just, oh, look at this guy. He's so much like, maybe this person is a little chubby, but that guy, he's fat. Oh my God, that's gross, right? So this guy's worse than me. So I can reflect, like, no, deflect. How do you say that? Put that focus onto him instead of focusing on myself. And usually, like in that situation, the person here, the kind of chubby one, would focus on eating healthy and exercising maybe, or whatever, and hitting themselves in the head with shame about not being good enough. So deflecting that onto another person, pointing fingers and saying, oh my God, look at that fat bastard. that helps them. Instead of like, the thing you should do is look within and say, oh, why is it wrong to be fat? It's not. Where does this come from? And that's in society teaching us that, right, through the media and stuff like that. So that's it's difficult to unlearn these what do you call that, like people back in the days being racist, right? It's difficult because you're so the society tells you have to shame these people. So everybody has something inside of them, like, learned for shame. So you're actually comparing yourself to this person unconsciously. You don't know you're doing this, and by doing that, you feel bigger. And there's some part of you that actually is arrogant, that, this smug person that could just lean back and smoke a cigar. I got it all under control, kind of thing, because you do got it all under control comparing to this person, right? So it's kind of the way you're trying to heal yourself, actually, is by saying, at least I'm not that fat. Look at that fat pig. At least I'm not that fat. And you're trying to help this person because that makes you feel better. And I bet you that we're going to get some cards about your childhood being you being the fixer and the helper. Why does this person affect pile number 2 this way? So this is your strategy for healing your wound. Oh, that's too many cards, you guys. That's a lot. Let's just... I think, wow, a lot of major arcana, definitely. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, it's a big wound, is what I'm saying. Yeah, so it's your coping mechanism, your healing mechanism, trying to heal yourself by saying, like, I'm a good person if I fix other people and I help them. And again, that's a way to get love and affection as well, if you heal. And another thing also, but okay, one thing at a time. Spirits, please. When you heal another person, you feel good, right? When you fix another person, when you help another person, you feel good. And you only want to feel good because you don't feel good. So that's the wound inside of you trying to feel good. Another thing is, if we're fixing people, we're getting them addicted to us. Meaning that if we are always there for them, then they're most likely not going to leave us because then they don't have you, right? Your help and your advice and your love and everything like that. So you pour so much into another person, and you find these kind of little birds with broken wings, right? And trying to fix them, because then they get attached to you. And that's the pattern we have when we are being left as a child, physically or emotionally. Let down, abandoned, and stuff like that. Oh, you guys, that's too many. Spirits, please give me cards on why this person affects pile number 2 in this way. Oop. Da, da, da. Aces are representing of new beginnings. So that's funny because they had the Ace of Wands, right? Always looking for new beginnings. Oh, let's see, where did we get that? And you have the Ace of Swords. Always looking for the truth is what I'm hearing. Okay, that's interesting. You're actually looking for an inner truth in you, in other people. So you're doing this, you're mirroring. You're finding these little... Oh, that's very interesting, you guys. You're finding these broken birds with broken wings because it's a legal excuse to go prodding in other people, like going investigating other people and looking inside of them. You might have you might be an empath, and you might have clairsentience gifts, so you can feel other people, and therefore you can go look inside of them, right? And it's kind of like an excuse, a legal excuse to go look inside of other people, because you mirror. Like this, you just mirrored the other way back. So the part of you that wants to heal mirrors in this person and saying, at least I'm not that fat. Sorry. And another part of you is looking for okay, if I look in these hurt people and mirror myself, where does it hurt inside of me? And you're trying to heal part of you by healing them. That's very interesting, you guys. And I'm being told it's possible. So, wow, I've never knew this. This is crazy. That's why you're happy. And that's why you're still so hooked on this one, actually. Because there is something happening inside of you. Healing this other person is healing you. But they're saying to me, the guys, that it's not the right person. It's the right. I was about to say it's the right move, but then I touched this card and they said no. So there's something about this way of doing it that is right. First of all, you have to. The other person has to accept. You have to be open about. And you haven't been open about it because you didn't know. I think this is just as new information to you as it is to me. You have to be open with the other person and saying, the way I heal myself is by looking inside of other people, seeing their wounds, and the wounds that we mirror my wounds, I heal in the other person. In that way, I heal it in myself too. The other person has to know this, because we can't go prodding around inside of other people. That's not okay. We need to let people have their privacy, right? And this excuse that you've given yourself that, well, I'm fixing them, it's okay. Like, of course, if you ask them, is it okay that I feel you, that I feel what's going on inside of you, and they say yes, then 100% it's okay. But most of you probably haven't, because this is subconscious, right? You're not aware that you're doing this. But that's the first thing, that you need to bring this to the surface and be aware of when you're doing this, actually. Some people, empaths and people who have this clairsentience, feeling other people, it's actually a coping mechanism that they've developed as a child, because their environment was unsafe. So to keep their ground safe and not wobbling, they had to feel, right? Where is other people? How are they feeling today? Are they going to get after me? Do I have to defend myself? Do I have to run away? What's going on here, right? So it's a coping mechanism, and that's why it's so strong in you. You're able, if you have this gift, that's why you can read other people, probably, for most of you. So, yeah, you need to realize that it's crossing a boundary of privacy when you do that without asking. People are allowed to have their own emotion and thoughts to themselves, and we shouldn't go snooping around in other people just because we can. But there's healing in this relationship. They're just saying that it's so weird. They're saying it's good for now. I as a person, I wouldn't say that. As a therapist, I would say you need to leave this relationship. But they're saying it's good for now, because actually this person and this reading here is getting you more aware of something inside of yourself. So this isn't your person. It's not a love. It's not someone you should marry and have kids with, and I'm sorry if you do have that. Of course, if it feels right for you, it's right for you. But I'm just saying that they're saying to me, this isn't the one, like, if you believe in that. Let's get more cards. Like, why is this person affecting pile number 2 in this way? Oh my God, could you not half the pile? Okay, what's this one? I got this cut here, so I'm not very good at shuffling. This hurts every time. Time to collaborate. Yeah. So that makes so much sense. You missed that as a child. Wow, I'm getting crazy deja vu. I've been doing a reading with this card with the same message. I feel that very intensely. As a child, you weren't listened to, and you weren't involved in any decision making, and you couldn't really, also with your own life. It could be something as small as your parents not letting you decide what you wanted to wear, or maybe they're if they want to go travel and say, well, we're going to Italy, and you're like, I don't want to go to Italy. I want to go to grandma's while you're in Italy. And they'll be like, no, you're going to Italy. Stuff like that. You couldn't, there wasn't collaboration, right? You weren't allowed. And there's kind of this person, because they're so lost, and because so confused because of this anger with authority also. They have this like, every person knows for themselves. They're not here to, oh, that's very healing for you as well, I hear. They don't want to command you to do anything. Like they like your free spirit. They like that you decide what you want to do with your life. And that you respect that they do as well. That's kind of like why you're a really good match on that different, right? Because you have that same wounds about, I want to be me. And probably other wounds as well. We got the Ace of Wands again as this person. So this is why they affect you like this. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, wow, this is interesting. So we got this Ace of Wands, that's new beginnings and excitement and passion and stuff like that. We got the Knight of Pentacles. And with this, I'm feeling like they come to you with this offer. They really want to be this person for you that you need. And you feel that, being an empath, you feel that they come with a clear mind and a clear conscience, kind of saying that I want to be this for you. Problem is, they can't live up to that. They want to, and that's what you're feeling. You feel that they want to, but again, they can't do that as long as they don't take responsibility for their action and words and their life in general. But that's a part of why you're staying also in the relationship, because you feel that they want to give you this. Yeah. The Hierophant. Commitment. They want to give you it. And the Knight, the Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles is like the slowest moving energy. He's coming in, being steady. That's what he wants to give you, this person. It could be a woman, of course. I'm just saying him. Knight of Wands, again, with a lot of passion. Oh, this is interesting, because they want to be the Knight of Pentacles, bringing in something solid. But in reality, they're a Knight of Pentacles. They don't really know who they are. Again, they're so confused. So all over the place. They don't know who they are because they don't want to look within. And you're trying to fix that. And healing that in them heals something in you. And actually, I feel like they get more confused because they're not healing it themselves. So because you're healing that part of them, they actually take less responsibility for their actions, because you're coming in. Like, how is a child supposed to learn to tie their shoes if you tie the shoe every time, right? So I feel like, and again, we're back to this with the sly fox. I feel like you're confronting them and saying, oh, you need to look at this and talk about this. And then you have these maybe deep talks where this guy says, I understand totally, and you explain it so well, and thank you so much, and I love blah blah this and that, and I love you and whatever. Kind of like they're not. Do you hear that? Maybe you have some examples you can look at with your relationship, what you told them, like this and that, and they're promising everything. Like in Danish, we have this saying, at lov guld og grønne skove. So I promise to give you gold and green forest and everything you need, right? Rainbows and ponies and glitter, whatever. I promise you all this. And that could be like, I think they mean it when they say it, because we have this Knight of Pentacles, and you feel that. You feel that they mean it. Problem is, they don't know who they are, so they slip right back to this guy. They can't become the Knight of Pentacles. Did I just say Queen, King? Doesn't matter. They can't become the Knight of Pentacles as long as they're in a relationship with you. Because somehow you're taking responsibility, but you think you're healing them, you think you're helping them. And they really want to be this person that you see they can be, but they just can't, because they're not doing the work. They're not doing the healing, and you're doing the healing, and that healing heals you, but they're stuck. So you're not doing this person a favor. Whew, you guys, this is a heavy reading. Temperance. Actually, wow, yeah. So I didn't... This is... The question was why they affect you like this, but this message here with these two cards is actually from the other person. So they want to be this balanced person, and they want to bring you, give you, offer you, like the king here, knight here comes with an offer, want to offer you this Ace of Cups, and new beginnings, and and all this love, but they're too broken. And that's not a nice word, but they are too unhealed, and the only one who can heal them is themselves, and they can't do that in relationship with you. So the longer you're in a relationship with them, the longer they're going to stay stuck. I'm sorry to say that. That doesn't sound nice, but yeah. And the thing is, normally as a therapist, I would say that you gotta work, when you start working on your own wounds here, about why you're helping fixing these little birds with broken wings and stuff like that. But you can't do that either in this relationship. You're kind of stuck, actually. You or this person can't move on. You're kind of addicted to each other. That's really weird, but not in the limerence kind of way. It's still on a crush level. I don't feel like crazy much love, but I feel some kind of affection, definitely. Taking care of each other, and you want to like create space for this person, and they do create space for you. You feel accepted by them, and vice versa. There's definitely something like this should have been a friendship, but somewhere along the way it became more than that, and that's what makes it go wrong. Because if you've been in a friendship, you would have much easier recognize what you're doing, and they too. And you wouldn't take responsibility for them, and you would hold them up to their words much more than you do, because you're afraid of losing them, and you're afraid of confronting them, like for real. Because if you do that, they have no excuse, and if they don't have any excuses, they have to leave, because they don't want to look within. They don't want to take responsibility. And it doesn't matter if you change your pattern. I don't think you can change your pattern actually in this relationship, because you're so intertwined in this way of doing it. So you will keep, because this is working for you. And it's working for the other part as well. This is working for you because you are getting healed by healing this person, except they're not being healed, but you momentarily heal them, and that heals you permanently, and keeps you healing yourself. So you're healing yourself through this other person. And this person, it works for them because they don't have to take accountability. They feel like they're growing, but they're not. They keep having relapses and going back to who they are because they're not taking responsibility. Yes. Wow, you guys, this is crazy. So, good advice or how to heal. Let's see what we got here. Compassion. Oh, we had flow in pile number 1 as well. Cool. Guidance. Yeah, I feel like you need guidance. You need to let this go. It's up to you, of course, but my advice would be let it go, because you're stuck. You're not getting anywhere. And it feels like you're moving and growing, because this person is healing momentarily and then has this relapse. So it's kind of like it's never really gonna, and it's not healthy for you either, because you're feeding into something here, like, that I was talking about. At least I'm not that fat, So you're doing it to distract yourself as well. So my advice would be to leave this relationship and not even be friends, at least not in within 6 months or something like that, because you need to pull yourself away, because I'm seeing that if you pull yourself away from this person, you will grow immensely. Actually, this person is holding you back in the same, not in the same way, but as you are holding this person back, and this person are holding you back, and you're kind of in a grip. And the thing is, if you say goodbye to this person, if you meet them in 6 months, you will see the difference, like clear as day, how much you've grown without this person. Yeah. I think because with the abundance card here, this person actually feeds into your victim mentality. Everybody has a victim mentality. So I didn't get a card for victim mentality, so I don't think it's big with you. But they have a big victim mentality. Again, because they're so angry and authority and everybody else's fault. And you have that hurt as well. Like with your parents or whatever your situation was growing up, where someone did something to you where you didn't have control. They took away the control of your own body. Something as small as not deciding what you wanted to wear, something as big as taking you to another country and you don't want to. Anything like, or anything, something traumatic, of course, like assault or whatever. But so you have this hurt inside of you, this victim mentality, where it's very nice to be, because victim looks for other victims. They are besties. They sit in a corner and cry and eat cookies and like, oh my God, so this happened to me and it's just awful. Oh my God, it did. Oh my God, that's so awful for you. Oh my God, honey, I love you. They're so mean to you, right? Keep, like building and building. Yeah, they are. Oh my God, they're always after me. And oh my God, so my boss rang today and complained that I didn't go to work. Oh my God, he did it himself. I don't know if you watch Big Mouth, but I that's a Netflix series. Kind of went into Lola there. Anyhow, so yeah. These cards I see here is actually these 3 cards here. Abundance, flow, and compassion is what you're gonna get when you come away from this person. When you disengage, when you're saying this is over, I can't do this anymore. And you need to look for some kind of guidance. So that could be an influencer you're following. It's not like a bikini influencer. I mean like clairvoyant, a healer, therapist, someone who's into self-development, right? Giving tips on that. There's a lot of those on Instagram and Facebook, and I follow a lot of great people. Also look into some influencers about love, so you can learn about your love language. I think I got a video about that. Pretty sure I do. So I'm gonna link that video below here in the information box, so you can go check that out afterwards. So you can get to know your love language and your love pattern and everything. Like, you get to know yourself and why you are attracted to these people, so you can kind of fix it within yourself, right? Yes. So pile number 2, that's what I have for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And until next time, take care. Bye. Pile number 3. You chose this rose. Pink rosa rose. So if you haven't watched the intro, I encourage you to go back and do that, because I explain how this video works. This is not a video where I tell you about if your crush feels the same way about you, or if they're going to make a move on you, or if you're going to be together or anything like that. This is a self-development channel, so this video focuses on what's going on inside of you. So the feelings that you have towards this person, is it love, is it lust, is it limerence? And if you don't know what limerence is, I explained that in the intro as well. So go watch that and come back here. First, we have here all these cards that tells me about your person. There's a lot. This is crazy, a lot of amounts. And I could keep picking cards, so I had to stop because I was just called to more cards and more cards and more cards. So this is how you perceive your person. I'm not looking for how they really are. This might be how they really are, but it's how you perceive them, because that's important to this reading. When I've gone through these, I will draw cards on how this person affects you. After that, I will draw cards on why they affect you in the way they do. And in the end, I will draw cards on good advice or healing, if there's any healing that needs to be done. So be aware, this is a general reading. And not necessarily everything I say here is 100% match, but take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So in this, it's describing the person. Like, I would say at least 80% of it should be match. So if there's a thing here or there that doesn't match, doesn't sound like your person, that's okay. It might be your person anyway, but like if there's a lot off, then it's probably not your person. So let's start. Okay, so your person is authentic. Union. So I think this tells me they want to be like in union with people. They want to meet people. They want to create this yeah, kind of union. And I feel like it's not only like in a romantic relationship, it's with friends. They want to meet friends where they are. They want to create something together. Manipulative, okay. Fake. Authentic but fake. Vulnerable. Yeah, and the thing, grandiose. The thing I thought about this person, because I have so many cards, is either like this is a very deep person, like with so many sides to them, or you've seen a lot of sides to them and that makes you confused because you don't know if they're fake or if they're authentic. It could also be that you've known this person for a very long time, so you've seen like they've changed during that time. So maybe they used to be fake and manipulative, but now they're authentic, right? Let's see what else we got. Grandiose. Got 7 of Pentacles. Weighing their options. Being work smarter, not harder, is what I'm hearing. So being very, I want to say in tune with where they put their energy. They put their energy where there's a harvest, right? They don't sign any contract without really reading it through. And by that, I'm meaning like relationships as well, like friendships and family, and also romantic relationships, that they don't go into a relationship. They don't go into a job. They don't start a project or whatever without investigating and without being sure that they're gonna reap what they sow. High Priestess. So this could be a religious person or a spiritual person, someone who follows their intuition is what I'm hearing. 3 of Wands. I love it in this deck. It makes me think of a dreamer. Someone who likes to stay up at night and watch the stars and just be in nature, and they're with a dog representing loyalty, and I think they're very loyal to themselves is what I'm hearing here. Always looking for the truth, always looking for more wisdom and inner wisdom. So yeah, I think that it's a funny thing because we might see something like grandiose and manipulative and fake as something negative, but I think this person is authentic in the way that they are aware they can be manipulative, like a lot of people are without even knowing, because we have so many coping mechanisms as human beings, and those coping mechanism is about manipulation. So we manipulate to get love and affection and attention or whatever. So, and we have all these excuses of why we do it, like tell ourselves all these excuses why we do it. I think this person is very, very aware. They're both vulnerable and they can be grandiose in another circumstance. In a third circumstance, they could put on a mask and pretend like everything is fine. And if they really need to get their way, they can manipulate. But the thing they really want is union, like with the close people. So I think they're authentic in the way within themselves, like realizing I have all these aspects and I accept that. I don't want to be manipulative, but it's not that they necessarily catch themselves doing it all the time, but they are aware of, hey, I have a shadow side here, right? There's something here that's not too good. Or if you can say also, if you're out to buy a car and you want to get a lower price, kind of be manipulative by being charming, like flirting, but they're flirting to get a lower price. That's being manipulative. That's manipulation. That's what I want to say. So yeah, Page of Swords. Pages are students of life. Swords, again, truth. Always looking for the truth. Always looking to learn more about themselves, about the world, about the people around them. Yeah, the world. They might be very good with animals. and very grounded and good with nature. Maybe they have green thumbs, very good with plants and stuff like that, growing crops. Four of Cups, a little stubborn, yeah. I think they're so used to filling their own cup that when someone comes along and want to offer them love, I think they recognize it, but they're not very good at taking it in. Yeah. I think they're very good at being themselves. Walking a tight line here. I think they're very, did I say that already? They're very intuitive. Yeah, I did that with the High Priestess here. Because she's walking with, she's blindfolded and she's walking like, she's standing actually on top, so like a balancing, right? We got the moon here, the full moon. So really following their intuition. But still kind of ready to defend themselves is what I'm hearing. I think that they kind of go through life with blindfolded, but they trust that life is like the universe has their back, right? Knight of Swords. So Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. Again, a kind of fighting mentality, like always. She's grabbing the sword. She's ready to defend herself. I think they have that. And I think that goes very well with not being able to take in love, because there might be something here that they don't think they deserve it. Four of Wands, very good at celebrating the little things I hear. And whenever someone else is achieving something, there's always like, yes, let's celebrate it, right? With the union here, yeah, let's lift you up. Wanting to lift people up. Yeah. Six of Swords, moving on. I feel that this person is very good at, as soon as something isn't working for them anymore, they're very good at moving on. So if it's a job, they're quitting the job and they're finding another job. If it's a relationship, they're ending that relationship and they're not necessarily finding a new relationship, but because they seem like being very good at being single, actually. Too good, kind of, actually, because I think that they find some kind of calm being themselves, like being single. It's not that they really want a union, but I'm not sure they actually believe in it. I think because we have the vulnerable card here with the butterfly, like it's like the more they get to know themselves, the more vulnerable they become. And the more vulnerable they become, the more of a mask they put on. It's not that they're fake, it's just that, like, also we see that this mask is white. Between all the other masks that's full of glitter. Like, this is blank. It's a blank canvas. They don't want, it's not that they want to perceive to be something else. It's kind of a protection, actually, I feel. I never saw this card this way. This is my own deck, the shadow cards here. So I chose this picture, but I never thought of it to be read in this way, actually. And it's kind of like all these little masks, right? Looking to this bigger mask. It's like all eyes on me, and that's kind of hard. So they might be in the limelight, right? There might be an influencer or famous person, or maybe a boss in a big company or something like that. Someone looking up to them, or looking like getting a lot of attention in some kind of way. And I don't think they actually like that. It's just the way life is for them. They have, like, because it's the bigger mask as well. So they have some, I look at it like it's children, right? And then a grown up, you know what I mean? So this person has learned so much in life and can teach these other masks something about not needing to be glitter, right? Not all that glitters is gold. So they totally taking off everything and just became blank and just being authentic and being themselves. in a world where everybody slaps on a ton of glitter, right? And a lot of people look up to that. Yeah. This is a very interesting person, actually. Very, like, I feel very in tune with themselves. They know who they are. They know what they want. And also where to put their energy and stuff like that. And at the same time, it's very, because they also have that, you know, as I said, they know the universe, with the blindfold, they know the universe has their back, but they're still not very good at taking in love, and they're still defensive. So there's these two energies, like with all this, or maybe manipulation is not too positive, but but most of the other cards it's positive, and it's a, I feel this calm and peace, and it's like there are this big lake that's calm, and then but there's always like there's always this awareness of someone might throw a stone in the lake and create ripples in the water. That's kind of what I feel. So they do everything they can to make this water still, because that's what they like. They like that they can see through to the bottom, and that makes them feel safe because they know what's going on. Even though it's pain or hurt or sadness or whatever, they know what it is because they can see it. Like when someone creates a ripple effect, it disturbs the water, and you can no longer see the bottom. So I think that they have a hard time taking in love because that creates a ripple effect that ruins the water surface, and they can't see through to the bottom anymore of themselves. They don't know what's going on, and so they lose control, and so they lose their balance. Yeah, very interesting, actually. Oh, what else we got? The miracles are endless with the cow. Butterfly spirit transformation is beautiful. We had this in the pile number 1 as well. Yeah, always. I love that we got 2 butterflies. Always. They don't like. It's hard being vulnerable. It really, really is. And I understand why they put on this. It's not mask. It's kind of a shield. I see it as, and I understand they are very aware all the time of defending themselves, right? And it's kind of holding them back because they are on this quest for knowledge. But at the same time, it's the thing that makes them not leave Earth and go out of space, kind of, actually. Because they're so fast in their energy, fast moving, like, doesn't serve me anymore. Okay, cool, I'm moving on, right? And even though they are a calm person, loving looking at the stars and being in nature and stuff like that, their energy, learning energy, is so fast. Like surfing on a wave. Okay, the wave is here. I'm up surfing it until it's not here anymore, and then I'm paddling out again to catch another wave. That's kind of how I feel. They're not really going to the beach and lying down and getting some sun. They're paddling all the time. And I think that this defensiveness and this awareness of something rippling their surface is what keeps them grounded, actually. It's kind of a weird thing. I've never seen this before, but otherwise they would just fly off the earth, the surface of the earth, because they're so fast in their energy. Like, if they had total, complete harmony within themselves, I don't think they could stay put, like, anywhere, kinda. I think they will be like the traveler, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they want union, right? And union is staying put with a person. So not necessarily so that the other person can be a traveler as well. You can travel the world together. That's not what I'm saying. But being with a person is staying put with that person. And I'm not saying they're unfaithful. I just think that there's something here about losing your not individuality, but your independence. Like, they have this dream of union, but at the same time they have this feeling that they can only trust themselves. Like, they don't really trust people. They don't. That's why they can be manipulative to get out of situations, actually. It's not to make other people do what they want. It's to get out of situations where maybe they felt like someone took advantage of them being this raw person and being so authentic and being vulnerable. And being so vulnerable and raw and authentic needs people that can create space for that, right? That can hold space for that. Because you can't be raw and authentic and vulnerable everywhere. You have to be in a safe space. And I think this person is looking for that safe space. And I think they've been looking like always since they were children. They probably didn't have it as a child. And they look for it in other people. And in periods, they give up. And in those periods, I think they're both the most harmonious, happiest person. And at the same time, to the core, very sad. Because they really want the union. But in giving up the idea of it, it gives them calm and silence, because then there's no chance of someone throwing a stone in the lake, because it's kind of like they fenced it off, right? If I don't believe in union and anyone, there's no one there for me, then I'm fencing off this lake, and the lake will remain silent, and I can see through, and I can have that peace and calmness and control in life. And then sometimes that hope wakes them up again, and they take down the fence, and someone throws in a stone, and there's still ripple effect, and it's kind of like that, going in circles. They haven't found that person that makes them safe, that can contain such an authentic person, because that's hard too. Because when you're an authentic person, you say things straight. You don't wrap it up, and you don't say anything between the lines, and you don't read between the lines either. You're a straightforward person, and that can be hard and tough in a world full of glitter, right? Where everything has to look pretty, and they come there with the harsh truth, and they like the harsh truth, because the harsh truth is what makes you able to look at the bottom, right? That's what separates all the dirt and makes it go away. Like, yeah. And I kind of feel like they have to believe in miracles. That's how they got so far in life, by being spiritual or religious. It's really fun, because they're so calm and beautiful and just very nice, but they have so much pain. God, that's a lot of pain in here. They're so alone. So I'm not saying that this is how the person is, but this is definitely how you perceive them to be. This is the, how do you say that? The idea you've got of them, but I think it's true, because we got the authentic here. So, and vulnerable as well. That's not something a lot of people can be. So I think you got them right. And being authentic means means being authentic, right? You can't really fake being authentic. Not for long, at least. So that's how you perceive your person. That's who they are. Let's put authentic on the top. And let's see how they affect you. So I didn't shuffle for this. I pre-shuffled the personality, but I didn't. These other questions I will be shuffling in the video here. Got 6 of Pentacles. I think we had that in pile number 1 as well. That's interesting. How they affect you. Okay, yeah. Check what you see. That's could be, no, okay, no, we're not, yeah, we're keeping it more simple, okay. That was a lot of traits, kind of mishmashed. Sometimes when we meet a person that is very authentic, they set up a lot of things inside of us, so we can become a lot of different things that are inside of us come to the surface, and we don't necessarily like it, and so we try to push it down, and we, oh yeah, toxic femininity, that's very interesting actually. Trying to push it down. So there might be other things that you're pushing down. Okay, just a second, there's kind of like, new life, message in a bottle, building blocks, and round and round. I think with its toxic femininity is about often it's about using sex as a weapon, right? And it's about trying to, she has handcuffs on here and that's open here. So she's trying to like claim another person and link him or her to her. And she has a whip here so she can use punishment. So I think that this person brings out this toxic femininity in you actually, where you try to, that's also very manipulative energy. I feel like you need this person. They bring a new life to you. You feel it's a new life. You build something inside of you. I'm having this very confused feeling actually, kind of like I can't even think. It's so weird. But this seems to be a pattern for you, round and round, kind of captivating people, trying to trap them. And I'm just being brutally honest here, and I'm sorry if that triggers, but that's kind of the point of this channel, is for you to get to know yourself, and sometimes that means we need to be triggered. Message in a bottle. So I think that because they are so authentic, and because they know themselves so well, they can see things in you that you don't see. And it's kind of like you need that, you want that. And you're, okay, so your toxic femininity comes from you being afraid of losing this person. I would actually say this is love. Yeah, but let's see, we need more cards, but actually that's kind of what I see, because these cards are all positive. So the only thing negative is the toxic femininity. And you can't, like, in love, there will always be negative things, right? This person can do negative things as well. Like, they were grandiose and manipulative and fake. They were not fake, but they're putting on a shield and they're not letting people in. And I kind of like, that makes sense to me. If you're offering your cup of love and they're not able to take it, that will trigger your toxic femininity because you don't want to lose them. They're pulling away and you want to be like, right? Stick with me because I need you and you need me, and we're meant to be together, kind of. I don't, because even though this card says toxic, I don't actually see anything toxic. I see that, and that's the thing about love. It pulls out a lot of triggers, right? It's supposed to. That's love. And then you have the opportunity to say, okay, I can look at my triggers and try to heal them, or you can deny them, push them down, push them into the shadows, or be that kind of person that don't want to rock the boat. So you just comply and do whatever the other person wants and hide yourself, or it goes out like a big bang with all the triggers everywhere, and it gets a little manic, and like there's a lot of things going on. So the most important part is that triggers come up. Like that's being human. Other people trigger us, and then it's our responsibility to look at, why am I triggered? How can I heal this trigger? What can I do in this situation? Right? Because we don't want to drag other people down. But you're definitely being built here. This person is giving you a lot. Definitely a lot. I'm not looking at in this reading what you're giving the person. So if you need to know that, I suggest you try to just I don't even know, like, how do I affect my crush maybe, or how do I affect my partner, and then tarot, like in YouTube. Write that in YouTube search field. And I think with this new life, it's kind of like, I know we have this toxic femininity, but at the same time, it's kind of like you shed a lot of the old ways of doing things. So your toxic femininity is because you're scared. I don't even think you're using sex. I think you're using sex in the way of getting closer to each other. I think this other person is very, because they want that union, right? And when they have sex, they're very intertwined. And so in you, and that's where you feel like you get closer. We get closer to each other when we have sex. It's emotionally they are withdrawing, and that's what gets you scared. But I don't feel like you use sex like that. I feel like sex is where you feel like you get closer. So in a way, you might have a high sexual drive with this person because they're pulling away, and the thing that makes you feel close is sex. So your sexual drive might be big, right? High. This is very interesting. Okay, so why does this person affect you like that? Why do they have this effect on you? What's your wounds? Where does this come from? What is it they're triggering in you? Why do this person affect pile number 3 this way? I'm hearing that you've been looking for authenticity because you haven't really known how to do it yourself. Like you've tried, but you needed a guide kind of, and you've found this person, and then we have this like new life, right? They open up a whole new world for you. And of course you're scared of losing that when that person is emotionally withdrawing. Yeah. So let's see, we got 10 of Swords. Oh, 3 of Swords, heartache, yeah. Knight of Wands. Wow, Tower. I don't think I've got this card yet in this set. Do you love this deck as much as I do? It's the True Black Tarot. I don't remember the name of the artist, but Google True Black Tarot and it should come up. Got a fox here. That's interesting. Foxes are adaptable. Breaking. So there's something somewhere in your life you broke. Someone broke you. Something broke you. So I'm hearing for some of you it's a car accident. Okay, so for some of you there's a physical break. Like for example, you were in a car accident and you broke your leg, or had whiplash or something like that. For others of you, it's a thing that it's not just a broken leg because that meant, but it's something that it was a traumatic experience. So even though you had a physical injury, there was a mental or emotional injury as well. And for those of you where it wasn't a physical injury, I feel some of you were broken by another person. So it could be growing up if you had a narcissistic parent or a psychopath as a parent, or you had an experience, a trauma. It could be a one-time thing, someone insulting you, not insulting you. How do you say that? Like rape or something like that, right? Or be beaten up. Kidnapped, I'm hearing even. And it broke you, but it also enlightened you. And I think that's why you've been looking for this authentic person, because in this world full of masks with glitter, you didn't want to be a mask with glitter, but you didn't know how to be raw and authentic. You didn't know how to be that. You lost your crown, they're saying to me, and this bouquet of flowers is showing. Oh, wow. I'm getting so much for this card. So the crown meaning like your not self-worth, but self-confidence, like how you want to be perceived by the world. I'm wearing a crown so people can see I'm a queen, something like that. You threw away that crown, meaning that you stopped caring what people think. But but still not, because if you did truly stop caring, then you could be authentic, right? Being authentic means that you don't really care. Or if you care, you do it anyway, right? So, but there's something about wanting to get out of that world of caring, of everybody having to wear a mask with glitter. Throwing away the flower, it's some kind of sacrifice. But it gave you this crazy enlightenment just near the heart here. And I see this eye in the background. This is a very exciting card. Fox. Fox is being adaptable. Strength. Yeah. Ten of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. No, this is Two of Wands. Oh, I love this card because this is wild, you guys, because this here is like, this is representing the earth, right? With all the, I'm not sure how much you can see, but all these little bees here, busy bees. And then this one bee traveling to a whole nother world. And that's you. You left this world. No. Okay, they're saying you didn't want to be a part of this world with all this mask with glitter, but you didn't know how to find your own planet. You couldn't just go out into space because then you would die. So this other person found their own planet, and now you're inspired by them, and you kind of need their help to get there. Either to share their planet if they ever get healed enough to open up to that, and I hope they do, because there's this union that could be so beautiful. But I feel like they're very defensive. Or you could find your own planet by being inspired by how they did, right? So why does this person affect you like they do? It's a funny thing, because with this heartache, it's usually because someone else hurt you, right? But I'm feeling more as to heartache of you not being able to find yourself. Like, you knew you wouldn't want to, you knew that you weren't a glittered mask, but you didn't know what you were, what else you were, right? You only knew of this world, and that gave you heartache. It gave you heartache not to know yourself. And this person, by knowing them, you mirroring things in them makes you like aware of who you are. And that's why we have this building blocks, because it's, and there's, look how far you come, right? You've built so much. Like, this person taught you so much. And it's kind of like, we had this as pilot number 1 as well. It's so funny that we have so many of the same cards, because it was a total different message in pile number 1. But it might have been like, pile number 1 may symbolize an earlier relationship that you had, a former relationship. So if you're attracted to pile number 1, it might be a person that was in your past. But what I was saying in pile number 1 was, like, usually we see depicted a man with swords in his back. And it's kind of like, we don't see that in this card, in this deck. And we see here this bird sitting in the sun. So to me, this card in this deck is much more representative of getting out of the victim mentality, because being stabbed in the back is kind of like a victim mentality, right? Not that when someone stabs you in the back, it's happening, of course, but you can stay in that, oh my god, I got stabbed in the back. Or you can say, how can I use all these swords and this hurt to find the light and go within, and what can I do with it, right? I can stay the victim mentality, or I can do something about it. And again, because you broke somewhere along the way in your life, you got broken. Someone broke you, or an incident or something broke you. And this person, it's kind of like they're making you like realize that I can I can heal this without being the victim mentality. There's another way of healing this. Because in pile number 1, there was a specific way of kind of healing wounds. And this is a total, like, this is staying in your own lane. And pile number 1 was not. It was something about healing through another person. And this is about, I see what you do, and I take that tool and I fix my own car instead of giving you my car as a fix. 10 of Pentacles. Why are they affecting you like that? Yeah. So this 10 of Pentacles is usually a card that depicts, I think it's 3 generations, like a grandpa and a couple and their children. So it's usually happy home, happy family, and steady ground, right? But in this deck, it's this white elephant, which is very, very rare. So I think that you were aware that you were rare. It's kind of like you woke up in this world in the Matrix, right? I saw like half of the first movie, and then it's not my style. But I know as much as Neo is kind of like taking out of the Matrix, right? So it's kind of like you waking up from this world that everybody pretends with all these glitter masks, but going from waking up to figuring out that, well, what do I do with this? I know I'm awake, but I'm still in this world, so I don't know how to be in this world when I'm not sleeping like every other zombie is. And so they affect you in this way because you have this part of you that didn't know what to do. It's very beautiful. And I wish I could give you an answer about what you give them. Like, I do have actually a reading about soulmates. I'm gonna link that below. Maybe there's how do you say that? An answer for you, because that's a reading about like what is good for you. Sometimes we go for partners that turns out it's not good for us. So it's, yeah, I'll explain it in the video, but I'll link it down here in the description box below. That's how you affect them and how they affect you. So there could be an answer there. Yeah. Okay. I see that like both of you have had a lot of hardship. And I think that this person is just because they've been awake so much longer kind of than you. They've been alone longer time than you. You haven't lost that faith, right? In humanity, kind of in finding someone, but they had, or at least in periods. And maybe you came into their life in a period where they had lost hope and they sealed off their lake, right? And now you're trying to get in, kind of. I think you should stop trying to get in, actually. I think you should respect that fence and just, I don't think you're going to lose them. That's not what I'm feeling. I feel like the more you try, the more they retrieve, and that makes you try even more, and that brings out that toxic femininity in you. And I really think they need you not to, because it's kind of violating their boundaries, because they want to have sex with you, they want to be intimate with you, but it's kind of like every time they do it, it's so hard for them because they really want you. I feel they want this, they want to believe in it, but they don't believe in it. And it's got nothing to do with you. It's got something to do with the hurt they've been experiencing in their life. So every time, I know it's difficult because if you have a big sex drive, because that's where you get the union, it's difficult for you not to initiate sex, right? Because you really want them. I know, but I think you need to, it's okay to flirt and play and stuff like that. But I think you need to stop initiating sex. And I think you need to let them do the reaching out. Give them space. Not that you shouldn't text them anymore or contact them anymore or talk to them anymore or have sex anymore or anything like that. But kind of like, I feel like they need to, it's kind of like a free horse and someone's trying to trap them, right? And the thing is I'm feeling here is that you're standing over here and you're standing still, and this person is running around as a free horse and they want to get closer, and every time they get it within reach, you pull out your handcuffs and try to catch them, and they just narrowly escape. And the thing is, they want to get closer, they're drawn to you, but they can never get close enough to just sniff you. You're not standing still. Every time they get close, it's kind of like you want more because you miss them so much, you want them so much. But that's something to do within you, right? Because you feel like you need them. But I think you need to release the focus on them and focus within and say, okay, mirror yourself in this person. And instead of feeling like you want to work together with this person and grow with this person, you need to grow first because they are further along in their growth process. So every time you try to catch them in, you're slowing them down, kind of. They feel trapped. So you need to like release that. Still have contact and everything like that. Still, if you're a couple, you're still a couple, but the focus has to move onto yourself and say, okay, this feeling is happening inside of me. Why is it happening inside of me? Where did I experience this the first time? Have I experienced it multiple times in my life? What is this awakening inside of me? Because there's also some, like, you're so scared of going back to that world with glittered masks because you're not yet fully aware how to be in that world, and you feel like you kind of need that person. And I feel like they want to help you very much. You can always ask them, as long as it comes from a place where I don't know what to do, I really need your help, instead of I want this person close to me and I know they get close to me when I ask for help. Don't do it like that. That's manipulative. And that's what I meant by we all do this. We are all manipulative. Like when you can't, if you were totally honest and said to this person's face, I really need you more, then this person could be totally honest and say to you, I can't, that's too close. But your needs and wants doesn't go away. You still need them more. So that's why you're not honest with them. And you're being, like, we do these manipulative things, right? So you need to shift the focus. Go inward. Yes. Okay, so last thing here. Good advice / how to heal. Let's see. Cards wants to speak. Speak to me, cards. How to heal. Or good advice. Well, you did get some good advice here. But let's see what else we got. Let's see. The cards wants to be shuffled. Shuffle. Oh, almost. Nope. There we go. Chop wood. Get to work, honey. Yeah. So that is cleaning up your building blocks. Actually, they're saying to me. That's funny because let's see where we got this. So they're saying to me, chop wood, like get on with this. You've got a lot of building blocks, but at the moment it's still a little. There's a lot of blocks that hasn't found a place yet. Use that. Focus on the things that you're not sure about within yourself. Find the right shelves for those things. Hope that makes sense. That's too many, spirits. Not so many. Good advice, but just does Panama need to know to heal. Wow. No. Is it this one? Ooh, it was this one. Deep. That's some deep shit. More? Okay, there we go. There we go. Yep, there we got that victim mentality, guys. Longing and introspective. I love these cards, man. Yep. So, going deep within, you see this person here. Going inside, investigating. You see this little person up here. going into the cave of yourself, releasing the victim mentality. I think you're very good very much on the way, but I think this person triggers a little bit of your victim mentality as well. You need to look at that. Realize when your victim mentality is coming up, like maybe you feel hurt in a situation, but in reality, that's it's something triggered from the past. It has nothing to do with this person. They just triggered it. But the victim mentality wants to make it present, right? Wants to make it like, you did this to me. In reality, it's something happened from the past. So maybe every time this person emotionally withdraws, you take it personally, and you kind of maybe blame them. Maybe not to the face, but in your energy or within, you're kind of like, why are they doing this to me? And they're not doing this to you. They are guarding your own energy because you are throwing rocks in their water, right? They need you to not do that. And they need to have control of the situation. That's why they're pulling away. And that triggers your abandonment wound. And the wound from the experience you had where you broke. But I feel in this reading that you're not broke anymore. And I think this person has a lot to do with that. Because they made you, like the building blocks, like you're so strong actually. It's just kind of the last thing here, because that's the thing, like when we're so far involved in our self-development, we get harder and harder tasks, right? So this person here is triggering something inside of you, and you're triggering them. So, the good advice and healing is definitely to introspection, deep, go within, look at that victim mentality, and look at the longing. I can say to you, this person won't keep running away if you stop capturing them. That's what makes them run away. It's you holding on to them. That scares them, because they're going to lose their independence. They need to, like that wild horse, they need to come to you. They need to sniff you. And when they sniffed you, they are going to do, like, they're going to put their, what do you call that on a horse? Mouth, snout, nose, whatever. They're going to put that on your shoulder, in your hair, whatever. Like, they're doing the first interaction. They need that because they don't trust people. They need that control. They need to be the first to initiate. And when they do that, it's full game. You can play along and you can meet them halfway and you can initiate sex and everything like that. But they need to take the first step. That's what makes them safe. And they need to know that you stand still, that you're not going to trap them. And it won't take long for them to realize that you're not interested in trapping them. That the thing you like about them is that they are a wild horse, and you don't want to change that. It's just because you love them so much that you want to be near them. And when they realize that, they will slowly move towards union. So where do we got the union card? Union. There we go. And that would start healing them as well. Very beautiful. So, pile number 3, I hope this made sense. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And until next time, take care. Bye.